With the new school year about to begin, we can all agree that every child deserves a safe, clean, healthy ride to school. Our next guest will discuss plans to modernize the nation's school bus fleet with cleaner energy options like propane. Let's welcome Tucker Perkins, President and CEO of the Propane Education and Research Council. Hello, Tucker.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Happy to have you on. So, Tucker, what should we know about how school buses impact our children?
Well, what you need to know is that how a child arrives at school, the choice of school bus they ride in, can have a major impact on how they perform at school. We know that children mostly ride to school today in diesel school buses, the same way I did. We've all been behind that diesel school bus. We've seen that plume of black smoke. We now know that black smoke not only smells bad, is harmful to children, creates bronchitis, asthma. School children perhaps miss more days. We can put them in a propane-powered school bus. That cloud of black smoke is gone. The other thing we've learned is quiet. Quiet is important. A propane school bus is quiet. Not only can the driver talk to the children arrive to school calm. They're ready to learn. They get into learning mode faster. Healthier and calmer. Two great conversations, two great points about a propane-powered school bus.
Yeah, and if the kids are starting off healthier and calmer in the mornings, that's always a plus. Why else should we consider alternative fuels for powering school buses?
Well, we should consider them not only because they're healthier for the children, they're better for the environment. I'm really proud to talk about California. It's been a leader in this conversation. This morning, 1,500 propane-powered school buses operating in California, some of them operating on renewable propane, zero carbon renewable propane. But whether they choose conventional propane or regular propane, lower carbon footprint, moving towards decarbonization, moving towards zero carbon by choosing propane over diesel.
And Tucker, how can using cleaner fuels impact the environment overall as well?
Well, using a cleaner fuel certainly can reduce carbon emissions. That's what we really want to talk about when we're talking about climate change. I would argue equally important is doing it in a manner that's better for our health, and we've already talked about that. Lastly, these solutions are affordable. We can actually move forward, not only improving the climate, improving our health, but doing it in a way that costs us less money. Those are all really important. We could actually have a conversation around domestic propane. No concerns around environmental or security, domestic security, energy security. And lastly, because they're affordable, they really do have a seat at the table when the conversation gets around to environmental equity.
Are there any other benefits that we should be aware of?
Well, yeah, I think the conversation of the future will be school buses should either be powered by propane, battery electric, or perhaps both. In this particular conversation, I think whichever one you choose, they're good for the environment. A propane bus costs a third less, 1/3 the cost of a battery electric. So the real enemy is how fast can we get rid of a diesel school bus. By choosing propane buses, we get rid of those buses 3 times faster.
And can you tell us more about the available government funding to invest in cleaner school buses?
Yeah, we're happy that EPA sees value in moving from diesel to a propane-powered school bus. There's a clean school bus program that offers a funding amount. Every time you purchase a propane school bus, a portion of that purchase price is rebated to the school system, lowering the initial cost. The operating cost is half that of diesel, so school systems save money on the initial purchase and then also every mile they drive.
All right, Tucker Perkins, thanks so much for informing us on what we can all be aware of as students are going back to school. You can find out more by going to betterourbuses.com.